Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Draw It 2. My name's Ramny, and today we're going to be drawing a tutorial for Mega Charizard X. And I hope you guys have one of these sheets. If not, you can grab one from the top right corner right over here. If you don't want to download this sheet, that is completely fine. Feel free to use any type of paper that you have for this tutorial. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to draw, like I said, I'm going to draw the quadrants first. And that makes it easier for me to figure out the size so that because I want the Pokemon to fit in this paper. So let's get started. And the first thing we're going to do is draw the back of Mega Charizard. So I'm going to go right in the middle here. I'm going to draw a line going diagonally like this, about that big. And then once I get here, I'm going to go towards the center over here. So like that. Okay, now over here, I'm gonna go over here and I'm going to start with the leg. And the leg is a curve, just like that. And then over here, I'm going to faintly draw a line, and this is going to be the other side of that leg. Draw a curve like this. Okay, I'm gonna draw like a J right here, and then a line above it, and that's the knee. And then I'm going to draw a line going down right here. And over here, I'm going to draw a line going out to the side and then down. And then I'm going to close that off. And then I'm going to draw the toenails. And the toenails are diamond shapes as usual, with the bottom part of that diamond shape longer than the top. Over here is going to be more of a triangle shape. And then definitely over here, it's going to be a triangle shape. I'm going to bring it close to that line. Right? I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to find a spot right here. And I'm going to draw the belly. And it kind of goes out like this. And then from here, I'm going to draw a curve that goes around and meets this line right here. So it's going to be a belly. Much like this. Now, around the same level as this, on this side, I'm going to start with his other leg. And it goes diagonal towards the corner here. Once I get to this point, I'm going to bring it in like that. Now over here, I'm going to draw a line like this, and then it makes like an S shape, just like that. And right here, I'm going to do that similar S shape. So there's an S. I'm going to extend this one, and then I'm going to draw just a line like this. And on that line is where I'm going to draw the toenails. So I made these curves, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to draw like a triangle for each toenail. So there's 1, 2, and there's 3. Okay, now let's go back over here and let's figure out where the neck is going to go. So I've got the neck sort of going like this, and down here I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to bring it so that it slowly gets narrower as you go up. I'm going to clean this up a little bit so that you guys can see what I'm drawing. Okay, now right here is where we're going to draw the head, and part of it is going to be obscured by the smoke that comes out of his mouth. So from here, I'm going to draw a line going down that much. You don't want it to get too close to this line, this horizontal line right here. Okay, so this is the jaw. I'm going to draw it like this. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to draw a line going diagonal like this, and then curves to go across, and it crosses this line right here, and then it goes like this. Okay, so it makes this zigzaggy shape right here, with this line intersecting right in the middle of this line that goes across. Now I'm going to turn this like that, and then I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to draw this line like this. So this line and this line are kind of similar in direction, and then I'm going to bring that up, and that becomes the nostril. And then right here, I'm going to draw a bump, and that's going to be the head. And I'm going to draw the back of the head lightly, and it sort of does this. Okay, so from the neck, I do this little curve, and then a big curve for the top of the head right there. Okay, now let's draw the nostrils. I'm going to draw that with a line right there, and one line like this over on this side. Now this is going to be the edge of the mouth, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly draw the smoke, and the smoke's going to go out to the side over here, and I want it to kind of go right around here. So I'm going to just draw some zigzaggy lines towards the edge of the mouth right there, and then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to start over here. I'm going to end at this point, but I'm going to actually start at this point, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a flame effect like that. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some zigzag lines to meet that flame on this end. Okay, so now I've kind of covered part of the neck with that flame effect. All right, so now let's go back over here. Let's draw there's going to be a horn in the back of the head that goes like this, and then a bigger horn that goes out like that, and then this one right here, it goes out, but I kind of want it to spread out as you go up. Okay, so that goes like that, and this goes up. Now I'm going to bring it down. It gets wider as you go down, and same thing over here, gets wider as you go down. There you go, you guys. That is the back of the head. Now let's draw the eye, and I'm going to find the corner of the mouth, and right next to it, right here, I'm going to draw a line going up that big, and then I'll draw the brow like that, and then finish that off. It's going to be a triangle shape with, instead of making a corner, I'm going to draw a line, a small, really small line going up right there. Okay, inside that is the pupil, and it's just one line, and then I'm going to draw a half an oval inside that. Okay, now let's draw the brow, the mean look, with a curve and a smaller curve like that. Cool. At the tip of the horns, it's going to be blue. And then I'm going to draw the flame effect on the other side. First, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to draw another one like this. And it sort of goes in the back of the horn over here. Kind of goes up like that. And then I'll make those flame effects like that. So that is the flame that goes behind, like behind his head there on the other side. Okay, so now let's finish off with the mouth. I'm going to go over here, and I want to end up over here. So I'm going to draw an L, I guess, just like that. Now I'm going to draw a fang right there, and then two at the bottom right here, and it's going to be hard to see, but it's going to be right there. Okay, and then the tongue is going to be this little curve like that, and like that. So the tongue is like a little triangle that is inside the mouth. All right, let's draw the belly is going to be a light blue color. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to find the end point right over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a straight line first. And then as I get to the neck, I'm going to curve it like this. Over here, it's going to be the clavicle or the collarbone. So it's going to be two lines like that. Let's draw a half circle over here and a full circle right here. And these are going to be, this is going to be the shoulder. All right. On this side, let's draw the arms sticking out. Small diagonal line. And then right here, parallel to it, just like that. I want this one to go down a little bit more, actually. And then right here is going to be a small line across. And this one, a small line across. And as you can see, it slightly gets wider as you get to the right. This one goes up. This one goes across, and it curls like this. Okay, and then I'm going to draw another one right here, and it sort of curls in like that. And I'm going to draw another one right here, curls in like this. So we've got these three curls, and what I want is at the tip of those curls, I'm going to draw some triangles. And those are going to be the fingernails. 1, 2, 3. Finger claws, I guess you could say. And then once you have the fingernails, let's finish off the fingers. So there's one finger, there's another finger, and this one goes in like this. And then I'm going to draw just a curved like that. Okay, so there you go. That's the one hand. On the other hand, literally, we're going to draw, first we're going to draw the hand itself. And it's going to be above the leg. So I'm going to draw a line going like this, right there. Okay. And then right here, it's going to go up like this and like that. So as you can see, it sort of makes this, it gets narrow and gets wide and it gets narrow again. Right here's a finger with a finger claw, fingernail right there. Okay, now I'm going to extend it this way. Draw that finger with a claw right there. And then this one's going to be curved. And you won't be able to see the claw because it's actually going to be hidden. So that is the other hand right there. Let's draw the forearm. It goes out past the back here to this side. And then from here, I'm going to draw a line that goes to this circle that we drew earlier, like that. And then same thing over here. Now remember that it gets narrower as you go towards the elbow. Okay, once you reach that, this is going to be the same. It doesn't get narrower or wider. Okay, here you go. Here's the armpit, and then I bring it down like this. All right. Now the shoulders have this weird horn. Excuse me, and it sort of makes that shape. And kind of like these horns over here, the tip of it is light blue, and the rest of it is gray. So I'm just going to draw it like that. Let me erase that to make it easier for you to see. Okay, there you go. And then same thing over here. The horn is going to go like that on this side. And then same thing on this side. There you go. So let me just fix this up. There you go, and now let's do the tips. The tips are blue. And that's how you do it. Now before we finish off the back here, or the body, Mega Charizard is going to have two horns right here. They're like shark's fins, one small one and one bigger one. There you go. And that's, I think that's pretty much it, you guys, for the body anyway. Now let's go over here and let's draw the tail, and then let's draw the wings. So the tail is going to start off right here and also right here. I kind of want the tail to end off right around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a curve from there. And then same thing over here. From here, I'm going to draw a curve. So I want to make sure that the shape of the tail itself is nice and smooth on both sides, and as it gets narrower and narrower, you don't want it to look weird. So just check to make sure that the tail kind of does that. Okay, now, okay, so the bottom part of the tail, just like the belly, is going to be light blue. So let's draw that line. And I'm going to start it right here, and I'm going to bring it to almost to the tip there, but not quite. And I'm just going to draw a line like that. All right, so there's the tail. I'm actually going to bring the bottom of that tail a little bit higher up because I wanted to align with the belly. So imagine an imaginary line from here going across the leg to the belly, and I kind of want those two to join together. Okay. All right, now let's go over here. I'm going to lightly draw the flame. Zigzaggy lines, and make a little circle right there. And I'm going to bring it to the left, up, little spike, and then up again like this. And then same thing over here, I'm going to bring it this way, and then back to the right, and then back to the left, and then up like that. Cool, so that's that. Let's draw the wings. I'm going to start back here. All right. Behind this horn, I'm going to draw a line that goes slightly across, and then like that. And what I want is to end up over right around here. At this point right here. So I'm gonna draw this line right there as well, and it sort of curves and then goes down, so it makes the shape right there. This part is going to be a part of the wing. It's going to be a horn that is right on the wing, kind of like a shark's fin again, and it does that. And then I'm going to end it right around here. So from there I draw I drew a line that goes like this, and then it kind of makes this little bump right there. So it's not quite just one smooth curve. Right here I'm going to draw 2 lines. That's going to be like the base of this horn is just 2 lines right there. And then beside that is going to be 1 line that goes like this. And then this way, and it gets narrower, and then across like that. Now this point is going to meet up with that point over there. Just like that. Now we're going to find several points because now we're going to draw the wings. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little curve, kind of how I want those points to end up. And I kind of want to draw very faintly. And I want the wings to end up right there. So I'm going to draw the tips, the points for the tips. Sorry, I'm going to draw it right here. First point, second point is right here. Third point is right by the flame. Fourth point is going to be right here. And the last point is going to be right there. Okay. Now, next thing is I'm going to draw like a line that sort of cuts through the middle of this right here, this area. I'm going to draw like a line that goes right in the middle of it to the point, like the middle point right here. All right, so now we're ready to draw the wingspan. I'm going to start over here, get to that point, go back over here, and get to this point right here. I'm going to go back to this, sorry, I'm going to make it narrower. I'm going to go back to this point right here, and then out to this point, up again, down, and up to there, and then I go in. Now just clean that up, make sure everything's nice and even, and that's that. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make this one a little bit longer. You guys don't have to do it, I just would prefer it. So I made it a little bit longer than that initial dot that I made earlier. All right, now the last thing is going to be the wing on this side, and it's going to be a little bit tough to draw because it's going to be blocked, obviously, by his body. But we'll try anyway. So let's start over here on the second horn. So this is the first one, the bigger one. We're going to start right here, and we're going to make our way up, and then turn slightly to the right, going diagonally. And then I go over here this time. So imagine a line going through here, goes out this way, and then it curves down like that. This is going to be the horn. I'm going to start over here. I'm going to draw a curve that goes from here, touching this horn at that point. And then I go down. And what I want to do is I want to draw like that horn shape, just like this one, but smaller, right there. Okay. The base of it, I'm going to draw a line. And then from here, I'm going to draw a line going into the flame. And then on the other side of the flame goes down like that. Okay, one last thing. We're going to draw a little spike going down over here. That's like the wingspan again. And then imagine it going up, and it's going to go up like that. And I think that's it. Let's see if there's anything else that we missed. I don't think so. I'm going to draw another line right there for the knee. And I think that's it, you guys. That is how you draw Mega Charizard X from Pokemon. And that is all the time that we have for this tutorial. I hope your Pokemon
drawing turned out great. And if it did, and if you're proud of it, I would love to see it. So go ahead to the Draw It To community on Google+ and post your drawing there. If you guys are curious about the equipment that I use to make my videos or to record my tutorials, I have links to my equipment down in the description below. Clicking on those links helps content creators like myself so I can continue making these types of videos for you guys for free. If this is your first time here, I would love to have you guys subscribe. Here in this channel, I show you how to draw your favorite characters in easy to follow, simple step-by-step instructions. Don't forget that I have more tutorials coming up in my Pokemon drawing project, so come on over and hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on any of my tutorials. If you did enjoy this tutorial, it would help me a great deal if you guys liked this video, commented down below, or shared this tutorial with your friends in social media. And speaking of social media, don't forget that you guys can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and on my website drawit2.com, where you can download the Pokedex drawing page for my Pokemon drawing project and tons of coloring pages that you can download for free. Again, all of these links are down below in the description box. And finally, you guys, and as always, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more so you can learn to draw it too. I'll see you in my next tutorial.